It's a beautiful morning view of the Bow River in downtown Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Just a short drive from downtown is Canada Olympic Park. And there, the building with the flame is Canada's Sports Hall of Fame. Right beside that complex is the Markin MacPhail Centre. Inside that center is the Winsport Arena. And here we are live at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. This is day 2, session 4, where we'll be tuning in to Team United States versus Team Korea. Hi there, my name is Joan McCusker. I'll be joined by fellow commentator, world and Olympic champion Kevin Martin to bring you today's broadcast. Let's meet the teams that we'll be watching today. First, throwing the red rocks is Team United States. The lead is Tabitha Peterson, the sister of the skip. The second, Becca Hamilton. Longtime curler Nina Roth has moved into the third position to support the new skip, Tabitha Peterson. Team USA will take on Team Korea. And at lead, Sun Young Kim at second, Cho Hee Kim at third, Kyung A Kim, and skip Eunjung Kim, Olympic silver medalist from 2018. So here's a look at the standings early. 3 teams jumping out in front, RCF, Scotland, and Switzerland. A number of teams with that one-win situation. But the 2 teams that we are watching tonight are in a desperate situation to get their first win. 0-2 is Korea and the United States. Four games are on session for today. At Sheet A, Sweden 1-0 taking on Estonia, looking for their first win. Sheet B, Team China 1-0 taking on Denmark. Sheet C is our feature game, United States versus Korea. And Sheet D, Scotland 2-0 taking on Germany at 1-1. So looking forward to a wonderful game today. We were treated at day 1 to fantastic women's curling. It's been very entertaining. And today with 2 teams looking for their first win, what do you expect, Kevin?
Well, to be honest, I'm a bit surprised that both teams are at 0-2. Both strong contenders before the week started, in my opinion, of getting into that final 6. And to be at 0-2, this is a big game for both. The winner, of course, going to 1-2 is looking okay, but to get to 0-3 this early for either of these teams is a scary situation.
Very important standings here at the 2021 World Championships for Olympic qualification, Kevin.
Yeah, trying to get to that final 6, that's right, to make the playoffs, to guarantee your country a spot in the Olympic Games coming to Beijing. So, and then there's an Olympic qualifier after the fact, but you need to get into that final 6 to guarantee yourself a spot.
So time to right the ship for these teams. And one will, of course, come out with a win today, but perhaps some stronger performances. How important is it at this point to figure out rocks and ice?
Well, one thing the coaches will do, and they'll be here most of the time, scouting rocks when their team isn't even competing, like the other draws. The coaches will be here with binoculars and making sure they know every team in the order of the rocks are throwing, so they can match the better stones you usually give to the skips and to the vice, to the third. So by now they'll have a pretty good idea, and of course a better idea as you go forward through the week.
And there's Tabitha Peterson. She realized that she hasn't said good curling. It is a tradition in curling that you would shake hands with the opposition to say, welcome, greetings, good curling. But in COVID times, that's not quite the situation.
It's not a thing, that's right. Yeah, hopefully it becomes a thing again sometime.
Team Korea winning the draw to the button challenge. The 2 rocks are thrown, 1 in turn, 1 out turn. The distance to the button is calculated, and the lesser distance gets last rock. So that will go to Team Korea. And then Team USA opens here with a draw. Call is to bring this rock right into the rings.
Good sweep. Good start.
Tabitha Peterson not wanting to really mix it up too much.
No, not early. No, it doesn't surprise me. They've been sort of playing that way so far this week, trying to get a good feel, as you say, for the rocks and the ice and the conditions early in the week.
Sun Young Kim, the lead. Hit and roll to the wing.
That was a nice roll to the far outside 12-foot. So a nose hit here. I'll be interested to see if Team Korea throws the corner guard. Sometimes that's the play with the 5-rock rule. You can throw the corner and still Team USA wouldn't be able to hit it.
So Tara Peterson will try to keep her shooter in play.
A rollout.
Try to get it back for you.
Sun Young Kim just being called to go to the open side in the rings. So both teams wanting to keep it fairly simple here in the first opening end, trying not to get into any trouble before knowing the surface. Now, of course, this team, Canadian coach Peter Gallant and I have been friends for years, and actually Peter brought the team to Canada and the men's team to work with, and they all have interesting nicknames. So Sun Young Kim is Sunny. That's what she's known for.
How about the rest of the team? I think they're great nicknames.
Well, they really are, and it's kind of to do with what they really enjoy for breakfast is what it's about. So as we go through the team, we'll fill you in. So Sunny, of course, was Sun Young Kim, the lead, and that's sunny side up. The alternate that used to play lead, and now she's alternate, Young Mi Kim, is Pancake, goes by. Cho Hee Kim throwing second. Now, Cho Hee used to be the alternate when during the silver medal run at the Olympic Games, and that's Cho Cho.
And we'll just take a break to take a look at the rules of play. These are 10 end games. In round and robin play, a minimum of 6 ends need to be played. They have 38 minutes of thinking time and only one 60-second timeout with some travel time for that coach, but only one in world play. So a simple end here being played by both teams. Team Korea with last rock, continuing to put rocks in to the house. So Cho Hee Kim is going to the wings, and just a no pressure kind of end, fine draw weight.
Yeah, and the different paths in the ice and how much curl, and it's nice for the team with Hammer to have some fairly simple shots, easy shots to get into the game.
And here is the USA third, Nina Roth. Now Nina has skipped for many years and took a maternity leave to have her son Nolan, who's now 1. And during that maternity leave, Tabitha moved up to skip and found some success on the tour. So when Nina came back, team coach decided that maybe let's keep going with Tabitha as skip and try Nina as third. Young-A Kim, longtime third for Eun-Jun Kim. What's her nickname, Kevin?
Steak.
Having steak for breakfast.
Yeah,
You got to
well,
respect that.
I like that, yes. So it's steak, yeah, and a really, really good curler. Excellent player.
Look at this shot. Very nice. Bringing that back rock into play.
Actually, when Nina took the lead, Becca actually moved up to third, and Tara moved up to second, and Eileen Geving, the alternate, actually moved into lead, and they did very well getting to the semifinal at Grand Slam event 2019, the Tour Challenge, getting into the semi, and that's where I think it just kind of woke everybody up going, wow, Tabitha is a really good skip. And then Nina came back, filled into third position, Becca moved back to second, Tara to lead, and Eileen back to alternate. So, makes sense.
And they had two close games yesterday. Both of their losses came down to the last end, very much in the running. But losses they were.
Yeah, the loss to Scotland was just a couple of ticked hits. They just taps that ticked off the guards. Otherwise, that game certainly could have been different. And just a really tough one against Germany.
Kyung A, nice hit and stick.
Becca's way. Okay.
So the first of the skip stones now. Tabitha Peterson is looking for that hit and stick.
All the way. You got it, Tara. Go, go, go. No roll. Atta girl. Good.
So there is a chance for a hit and roll to the side and make the next hit for Tabitha difficult.
Felt very positive and it still curled. Yeah.
So a nice chance for Eunjun Kim. Simple first shot here in the first end. Eunjun Kim also had a bit of a maternity leave after the 2018 Olympics and also had a son.
Yeah, Seho. And Eunjun Kim, Annie. So, and Seho is about 1 year old.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So staying in the rings and forcing Tabitha Peterson to hit and stick here.
This is an important hit and stay to force the blank attempt. A rollout here, of course, and it's very simple.
You got it.
Looking good.
Atta girl. Good. Good sweep, Sarah. Good sweep. Very good. Nice job, yeah.
And so Team Korea will try to retain last rock and hit and roll out here on this opening end.
These are sometimes the toughest shots for the skips. You play the perfect end, every shot's made, the house is clean. I just have to peel it out. And it's not that easy of a shot.
Oh, says the skip. This is last rock for Eunjun Kim of Korea, South Korea, playing the blank attempt here. Hit and roll out.
No problem for the skipper, looks like.
And that will bring our first end to a close with no score. Team Korea will retain hammer going into the second end.
Oh yeah, I forgot, sorry.
Good end, guys. Anyone see my gripper?
Just taking myself out. Every man for himself. Fine. Fine, that's what you think. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know what your gripper looks like. That's nice. Well, I lost a friend. Well, Tab, just hold the brim, please. Missing. Sometimes I tell you, you can't go looking for your gripper. Good release. Feels good. Not really curling quite yet. 3-8. Sit. Sit.
And we are live in the second end
No clue.
of the match between Team United States and Team Korea at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. Blank end to start. And Kevin and I are waiting to see whether we have some rocks in play for some tactics to be talked about. A beautiful opening draw by Tabitha Peterson puts the rock right on top of the button. And Eunjun Kim not comfortable leaving it there, called for the hit. Roll out though.
Yeah, it's in such a good spot, top button. To leave that, throw the corner guard. Team USA, Tabitha Peterson would throw a perfect guard on top, and now you're into it. So see where this one ends up. See if it ends up perfect again. If it's perfect again, it'll likely get hit.
Here it comes. Careful. Time. 3-7. Right to center.
So some of those strategy decisions will be talked about pre-game with the team coach. So Myung Sup is the national coach that accompanies this team. But there's a Canadian coach involved with this team as well, Kevin.
Yeah, Peter Gallant. There's Peter. So he's been with this team, well, off and on because of the trials and tribulations that have happened with this team. And we'll hopefully get into that a little bit as we go along. But Peter Gallant, father of Brett Gallant, who championed with Brad Gushu's team. So, and a curler that I curled against many times over the years in lots of events.
And there's the coach for Team USA, also a Canadian, Lainey Peters, Canadian champion, played with Chelsea Carey, and she's been involved with this team for a couple of seasons as well.
Yes, and won the Coach of the Year honors 2020 USCA, so a very, very strong coach as well. Both teams very well coached, which isn't a surprise at this level.
Certainly has become part of the game is at this elite level to have that extra personnel, and there's many different kinds of coaches that offer different kinds of skills, And it's important to bring on what you need.
That's certainly a major change in the game from when we were playing, and it hasn't been that many years ago that we played,
true.
but coaching has become so important. Luckily, from my point of view, I always had the same coach through my entire career from junior right till I retired, but most teams weren't like that.
You're right. You were an exception during the time that we were playing. Often teams would bring a fifth player as a manager and someone like to help keep track of the information and what do we need to do and what are the rocks doing, and that full-time involvement is very important.
Think we either peel it or go tight. Yeah.
Many games going on here, and this is a big game for Team Sweden taking on Team Estonia.
Team Sweden and Hasselborg has shot Stone on the button and trying to find a way in for the second point, but Anna's going to have to go, well, extremely wide to try to loop around all the guards and bite the edge of the button around the outside. She has to go way outside. You can see the red rock on the button. Oh, that was a really good attempt. Just came up a little bit short, so it ends up being a score of 1-0 after 1 for Team Sweden.
And Sweden managing to get their first win, a come-from-behind win over Team Canada in yesterday's opening. Back on our sheet, Shohee Kim being asked to come around. This was a center guard attempt that ended up being a corner guard. Chance here for Team Korea to get one buried in behind that corner and possibly set up for 2 points this end.
Yeah, as soon as the rock wasn't right on the top of the button, then a corner guard was played. And then to your point, the center guard, which was missed, over curled, gets an opportunity. And now Team USA with that slight miss is into it a little bit.
Third, Nina Roth being asked to freeze down to that shot, Stone.
Line's good. Line's really good. Got a curl.
Heavy clean.
Here it goes. Line's good.
Nina Roth skipped at the 2017 Worlds.
Curling really hard.
Line looks really good if the weight's enough to get shot rock.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Great sweep.
I'm going to give you a maybe on that one too. I think maybe they got it there.
4-4.
Those ones are hard to judge for me with the T line coming through the yellow rock. Kind of fools the eye.
Playing the run back, so must be shot Stone, or Jun Kim thinks possibly is anyways.
So a good shot by Nina Roth. And Kyung-ae playing the run back. And that was a risk with the angles that were there. So did not work out very well for Kyung-ae. Opens things up. But the jam took out their own yellow stone. So Team USA will put another rock in, split the rings. Force is on here.
Okay. Feels like quite a bit more, Tara.
Nice and even. 6, 7.
6, 7.
Trying to even them up so there's no double.
Got a curl, still running.
Still running. Okay.
Running usually means it's a little bit heavy.
7, 8.
Doesn't take the curl.
Let it die. Yeah. Okay. Good job, you guys.
And it is just a little bit heavy. Does stay around, but takes a little bit of pressure off. Let's take a look around the rings here, what happened over that first end. Sweden 1-0 over Estonia. China is trailing Denmark 1-0 going into that second end. 0-0 here on sheet C. And sheet D, Scotland has given up 2 to Germany in the first end. So we'll keep you updated as we go along. So a little hit and roll is the call for Kyung-ae.
It's close to being perfect.
Oh, that's a pretty good try.
That is frozen right to the face. What a shot. Well, that's the way to get out of trouble.
Really nice.
It's so good. I agree with Tabitha. You've got to play this to the nose. You could try to blast it out, but it's so frozen perfect that it would be difficult to remove.
So one of the other things is playing to your strengths. I would say Tabitha Peterson, from watching her in the Grand Slam series, she's a very good touch player, and she does throw good hit weight, but I wouldn't say that she would throw big weight very often.
I cannot throw the really, really big stuff like an Alina Petz.
Correct.
Or an Anna Hasselborg, or Carrie Anderson for that matter.
Right.
Those teams that can really bring the heat. So this is right on the nose is the call. And that'll be frozen right back.
That's very nice.
Good shooting. 2 terrific shots back to back.
Very nice.
Now that looks easy to do. That, oh, just hit that on the nose, but you need to be right on the line, and that's a call with the third. Get the sweep on to not lose the rock that it might over curl and just bounce right off the face.
Yeah,
so
it's a complete team shot, this from the skip to the broom holder, and the transformation of information from the sweepers to the broom holder.
So now Eunjung Kim will attempt to do the same. Hit and stick on the nose.
Trying to hold this straight, but this is moving a little bit.
And it appeared to be inside the line of delivery right from the get-go.
Had a really good chat with Peter Gallant it was last night. I gave him a call, and he was saying that Eunjung was just sliding a little bit wide and turning her interns a little bit, and they tried to work on the technical issue, and that was kind of what happened there. It slid maybe a sliver wide, not much, slid pretty good, but then turned it. Soft the release, and on ice it curls this much. Tough to get away with that.
And so when that happens, Kevin, during an event, how do you go about fixing?
You've got that a little bit of practice before the game, and that's really all you've got. So it's not easy. And so a lot of teams that didn't play in the 2 Grand Slam events that happened before this Women's Worlds maybe haven't played as many games, and that's the case for Eunjung Kim and company. They haven't played much since last fall. So you get into the game situation and some habits come in, and then it's up to the coaching staff to get everything back on track.
So a nice situation here for Tabitha Peterson in her last rock of this second end. Try to put another rock in the top 8 foot and create some pressure on Team Korea, forcing them to make a difficult shot for one.
3-8.
That's still really good.
Nope.
Where it sits, I think. A little bit. Yep.
Whoa.
Very nice.
Good judge, you guys. Good. Way to be patient.
Puts it in a place where Eunjung Kim cannot hit the nose of the rock just thrown to get shot stone, and partly covers that shot stone on the back tee line.
So right on the nose, make the double.
How difficult is this when you know you have thrown the last one in this spot badly?
Well, the last one, but actually a few yesterday as well. So this is very important for the whole week, for just not just this shot, but to get on the right flow with your intern. So let's watch this and just see how the release looks.
Last rock for Team Korea here in the second end.
Needs to hold it. Needs to hold it.
And the troubles continue for Eunjun Kim and the intern. And that is a big mistake, giving up a steal of 3 to Team USA here in the second end. Kevin, we talk about that intern.
Just the slider's just a little bit wide right now, and just and you go wide, you end up squaring your shoulders down the sheet, turning the rock, and that's what results.
Big score of 3 for Team USA. You are watching live coverage from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. We're tuning into end number 3 between Team USA and Team Korea. I'm Joan McCusker, joined by Olympic and World Champion Kevin Martin. And Kevin, hate to say we saw it coming, but that was a bad miss by Eunjun Kim.
Yeah, it's just a technical thing that the coaching staff and Eunjun Kim are going to have to work on as this week goes on, and has a lot to do with just not being able to play games, I think, before this, and practice. And it's great to practice, but games are important too, and to just not have. I know they played a couple of games against Chang Min Kim, a terrific men's team. They played a couple of games, exhibition type fun games coming into this, but they haven't really played since last fall. So it's a long time, and takes a little time. At the Grand Slams the last 2 weeks, there was a team from Korea here, but it was Minji Kim, a different terrific team. So it's too bad that Eunjun Kim couldn't have been in it to get those games.
Right, but to get to a Grand Slams, you need to have accumulated points in the previous season. And actually, it turned out to be the previous, because we didn't have a real season, the season before. And Team Eunjun Kim was not playing because of their dispute with their coach. So it's the long road back for the Garlic Girls, as they were known during the Pyeongchang Olympics. The good news for Team Korea is that it is only the third end of a 10-end game. Certainly is a lot of time to get themselves back into this one. Set up the corner guard. And now Sun Young will try to come around that corner guard.
And curling, if you're going to be 3 down, you want it to be early.
For sure.
You can have more time to come back. And with the amount of curl in the ice, you can easily bury around rocks and and get aggressive plays going.
So that one not quite getting hidden behind the guard. Team USA will be able to take a run at removing it.
I like that. Really nice. 9-2. Yep. Come on, Nate. Hard, Nate. Come on, all the way, hard, Nate. Come on.
Very nice. Great sweep too to sit 2 in the rings.
9-1. I thought you threw it really nice.
And let's just take a look into Team China taking on Team Denmark.
And you can see that the red stone in the top house is about half open. Trying to promote it up onto the frozen stones. This is a shot for 2. Very difficult though. Needs to get really close to the guard. Has to finish up a little bit. This is a little bit by the guard. Oh, very close. Just had to curl a little bit more, but it's a steal of 1 more. So 2-0 now after 2.
And back in our game, Eunjung Kim realizes that she needs to ignore some of the red stones and use that corner guard. So Cho Hee trying to get around that guard, but a little bit light. So it appears that Team USA is still counting 2 and throwing. So a great situation for Team USA. Becca Hamilton, the second, also played in 2018 Winter Olympics in mixed doubles with her brother, Matt.
Played the entire Olympics.
Yeah, it's just amazing. That's love and curling, that's for sure. Very nice draw.
Great shot. 4-3. Really good sweep, Neen.
Not a lot of choice here now. You've got to probably run that guard back, try to open up the forefoot so that you at least score. Cannot really afford to give up any more steals here this end.
So Cho Hee will take a run at that run back. Trying to get it to curl. And only able to remove the 1 rock. So they'll be a little disappointed in that. So still lots of work to be done for Team Korea to set something up here.
Well, just to get out of the trouble now, yes. Have with that corner guard where it is, the out turn to the button isn't available. So right now as it sits, something has to move in order to score.
Nina Roth throwing the guard.
This is moving a lot. May open up the tap on the top stone. It certainly did. And no hit is even available probably with the light takeout.
웨이트 노멀 정도? 노멀은 안 될 것 같아. 안 돼? 아니 보드 가자. 해서 들어가고 얘 남기고. 언니 컨트롤은 될 것 같은데. 얘랑.
So just trying to decide what way to accomplish what you talked about, Kevin. Trying to get to the nose
아 근데 여기가 조금
of that top stone.
컨트롤.
The big thing is to hit and stay. Even if, say, you don't make the double, but you roll open for second shot, Team USA is up 3 points. They're going to hit it. And then you can hit the one in the forefoot and, okay, take a breath. You can now score. So the big thing here is to stay. Stay in the rings. Do not roll out.
And to that end, Cho Hee's trying to make this curl.
As long as it stays to be better than the biter, it'll be okay.
Spin back in. Now the question, I don't know if it's better than the top biter. We'll soon find out here.
It makes a big difference.
It is not. Team USA still sitting 2 counters.
Can you tell that, Joe?
Yeah.
She's got good eyes. I'm not sure if everybody at home watching can tell, but you must be right because Tabitha's playing the guard. So
Like a 3-4. Christmas
Everybody's got a superpower, okay, Kevin?
and yours is that. Perfect. So your teams in the past would say, no, Joan, please come down here.
Yeah.
Have a look at these
I like
rocks.
that. Hey.
So you hear them talking about a Christmas tree, so that's trying to
Yeah, 14-5.
half barrier around the center guard and then half cover shot stone. That's what Nina's referring to.
Take a look. Just heavy clean.
Line's
I think you'll be
better.
okay.
Line's better this time. Hold on. 4. Okay, 4. 4, 5. Well,
So a little bit wider path when they talk about the line being better.
14-2.
You want me to freeze right on it? Right on it? Right on it.
And just a little bit strong that they didn't get the finish on that. And we are looking into the second end here on sheet D. Eve Muirhead taking on Germany.
Scotland actually down 2, playing in the second. And now this is a out-turn draw. You can see that back red corner. That red is a biter. So this is actually a draw 4-2 to tie the game at 2. No problem at all for Eve. So it's a tie game, 2-2. After 2, Germany will now have hammer.
That's right. It was a good opening for Germany to open with a 2. And Nina Roth coming a little bit deep. Kyung-ae had a chance again to hit and roll in behind that center guard, and it over curls. So still advantage Team USA here in the third end.
I just don't want to.
2 rollouts in a row. That takes the pressure off. Team
I think
USA.
pulling foot right there is really good.
I mean, I had you guys, like everybody here. So, yeah.
Well, Nina was just a touch heavy, so I think if you're just a little lighter, it'll take the curl earlier.
That's the trick, isn't it? When you're playing on ice with a lot of swing, is that you really need to communicate what weight there is to be able to manage the guard to the right spot. It's actually harder than what you think. It's easier to throw a guard on straight ice than on the ice like this with a lot of swing.
Well, look where the broom is, out at the edge of the 12-foot. Lots and lots of curl. Top 8 is the call. Try to vary a little.
So Tabitha Peterson, first of the skip stones. In a nice, comfortable position of throwing a guard.
Line's good. Line's getting better. Still running. 6. Curling a little now.
It's coming down. 14-2.
Still the higher the better. It's got to curl.
Okay.
Where are we?
Tara.
Yep. Hard, Tara. Hard, Tara.
Trying to just bury a little.
Atta girl.
And I don't think it got hidden underneath that rock.
Hey.
So a chance to make the double for Eunjun Kim.
So now having a look at all the biters. The double's made.
치려면 좀 바깥으로 맞아야 될 것 같긴 한데. I'm 킬로 두껍게.
Now, by the way Tabitha's playing this end, we're assuming
We are.
that the red one is the best of the biters.
내거 맞았고 웨이트도 약해? 아니요,
So make the double and roll is the call.
밖으로 맞고 우리 거 슈터 최대한 살리는 걸로.
It's worth mentioning that this is another intern, which is the shot she had trouble with in the second end when giving up the steal.
This is not inside this time.
Ooh. And missed a different way this time. Just ran a little bit straight, not able to make contact with the second red.
느낌은 좋은 것 같아.
So just not finding her way quite yet.
It's hard. Just a smidge higher.
Yeah.
So that she's got to.
Full 4.
There's Tabitha Peterson.
I mean, we're gonna give her this, right? I just don't wanna, like, yeah, we could do this again. Just don't wanna give her
I think I like the
double.
looks of that better. Because if we go here, we might make her hit easier.
Yeah,
Her wide open
yeah.
hit easier. So I like up there if we can. It's just got to
Kind of
curl
half
a
on,
smidge
half
more.
covering that, half under this kind of
Do
thing.
you like it even any deeper?
That's
in
fine.
that
If the line is good, go ahead and bring it in. Yeah. I think just, yeah, similar.
So
Okay.
Tabitha figuring out the ice for this shot.
like
Kevin,
an inch and a
where
half
do you
less.
believe the best placement of this draw would
I
be?
do too. I like the same spot. We could get it a little bit deeper, kind of try to tuck it under and half bury our own.
I like that thinking. Just tuck a little wee bit
I
under,
think so.
because then if the hit is attempted and you roll out, it's a steal
Little
of
less
2.
room and- Yeah, same weight.
Just don't
That
want
was
to
a
have
4
this
too?
over curl
Like
and
just
leave
the side of center.
Unjun Kim a hit and stay, like a wide open rock.
If it's
So try to
if the line
be
is
kind of
good,
edge on edge on everything, make everything a little bit tough.
Tabitha Peterson just through this draw.
Yeah, seems like a
Skip of Team USA.
5.
Like to place it
Tara.
edge to edge
Yep, go Tara.
in the 8-foot.
Side still?
Where is it?
You want to just freeze it? Right on it again.
A little bit wider path here. They'd like this to curl a little bit more. And that's a little bit of a mistake. One more look around to see who might have third shot. I had declared earlier that the top red was third shot. And the reason why they're looking at this is because now this is a very easy double.
That rock just over curling, trying to freeze it right on the nose, which would have been actually a pretty good result. But now it's a nose hit. Double for 1 definitely.
방금 좋아 보였는데 방금.
And then you've got all those biters that they can look at and measure and so on. But need to make this shot to get some momentum going, some positive momentum.
Last rock, Unjun Kim, hit and stick for at least 1. Trying to get this to curl. And used the catcher on the side. So I believe that is just a score of 1 for Team Korea here in the 3rd end. So still some troubles for Unjun Kim to get the desired outcome out of those in-turn throws. United States will lead 3-1 after 3 ends of play.
But like closer into the 8-foot line is they curl more, but out on the edges they're straight.
Have we done this edge? Because this edge we know.
Yeah, we have. And that curls like a
More than this edge.
Yeah, you played that in the first.
All right.
Welcome back to the fourth end of this Session 4 draw between Team United States against Team Korea. USA now has last rock back and a 2-point advantage. So Team Korea looking for guards now, knowing that they have a little bit of work to do to get back into this game. And that slips into the rings. We talk often about traditionally you have your best player throw skip, and that your least experienced player would throw lead. In the old game of curling, not anymore. Those lead stones are so very important, and this is case in point.
We're going the other way, I guess.
Draws to the center line to set up the center line guards are critically important. And when they are missed, it changes the strategy. Nice hit and roll there by Tabitha Peterson.
So now you can see this end, the center guard being asked again. But now you're playing from definitely a position of weakness this end, because there's already one red one in the house. So you throw the center guard, and now you've got to deal with that biter. At some point in time, something has to happen positive, or else you're going to give up 2 points. So that's a good guard. That's the right distance from the house.
Do you like this? This is on.
Oh, okay.
So choosing to take play away from the center line is Team USA.
Hard to argue with that. Smart.
Good numbers there for Tara, 86%. Looking just to split the rings, get another counter.
Yep. All the way hard, you guys. It's moving hard. 4-4.
Looks good. Flying it around the tee line. Just fine. Good shot.
Really good manage, you guys. Good job.
일단 히트 롤. 아니면 여기까지도 괜찮아. 컨트롤. 타이트하게 나오게 B로 던져도 B.
Shohee Kim struggling so far, 63%,
살짝 업. 계속 업.
and being asked to play a little hit and roll to the center line.
It's a good shot. Got a little bit underneath the guard, I think.
Yeah. Either one.
I like that.
I don't mind this either. Do you have all of it? Yeah.
Just not the inside, it's back leg.
Okay. Yeah. No, you've got
So a
plenty of
little bit under, not a lot. So this takeout being
whatever weight you like.
attempted. If it was a little bit more under the guard, you'd probably see the double being played, guard onto the one in the house. But this is open enough for Becca.
Yep.
83% so far. Playing a soft weight here
Well,
because she'd like to stick around with the shooter.
Yeah, it looks really good.
yeah. That's good idea too.
Excellent. Made that look easy. Threw that very nicely. So now you can imagine if the takeout is played again, the rock won't be in the house.
내려오는 게 나쁘진 않아.
And Team Injun Kim recognizes that, calling for the draw around now. Checking in here, third end. China and Denmark.
Definitely lots of trouble right now for Team Denmark. And Team China sitting 3 before throwing. So this is a draw to the 8-foot circle for a huge score. Skip Yuhan. An out-turn draw just into the 8-foot. Line looks really good. It's by the corner. That was the rock that was kind of the tricky one to get past. And no problem at all. That is a big score of 4 to go up 4-2.
Great draw. And now let's switch over to Team Scotland taking on Germany. Tie game here, 2-2.
Well, you have a look at it and go, okay, let's try the bump. This is a rock that's almost fully buried, but this is a tap for 2. Yellowstone is second shot on the side of the 12-foot, biting the 8-foot. Needs to curl, though, to get enough of it. You see the yellow one on the side. Just breezes by, so that's a steal of 1. So now 3-2, Scotland after 3.
I didn't get a time, but
And back on our feature game here in the 4th end. Jo Hee Kim made a nice draw around the center guard, and Becca Hamilton of the USA followed up with a short little run back to remove it. So still Team USA in charge here on the 4th end with a 2-point lead and last rock advantage.
That was a good try to roll all the way across the rings, because that red stone in front of the tee is completely buried under the guards.
So Nina Roth will try to hit and roll away from the center line. If she rolls towards the center line, there would be a freeze available. And this is curling.
It's going to roll a little ways, a long ways actually. You're going to roll out.
And there's one other game that we can update here. Sweden taking on Estonia on sheet A.
What a group of stones in the 4-foot circle. Sweden sitting shot rock on the button. Trying to get this stone out. Really good throw. Threw that very well, but it just wouldn't go anywhere. That's a steal of 1 more, so now 2-0 Sweden after 3. That was a great deal of weight thrown down the sheet.
Yes.
With accuracy. Well done.
And now the draw by Kyung A. Well done. You can see that's buried. Team Korea trying to find a way to set up a steal. Looks tempting to play that red, Kevin.
They're probably just replacing it.
It does look tempting. You know, if you could, you can imagine though, if you hit it a little bit thick and just pick the red across clean, another draw to the top button, and now you're looking at a steal of 2.
You get the guard, that's okay. Do you like here?
hack.
That guard, that yellow guard, is the biggest problem right now. So playing the intern tap, tolerance being definitely tick the guard off and roll into the rings would be just fine.
So looking for a hack weight. That's a soft weight tap. Have to make a decision partway down. You don't want to just rub the guard and keep it in play. Either take it off or get the back.
This is way outside, and it looks like too much weight. That was supposed to be just barely to the hack, but that was
Yeah, it's close.
fairly firm. So that was the wrong way to miss that shot.
And that's part of the game, isn't it, Kevin? The thinking about, yes, I want this perfect shot, but if I don't get this, what would be plan B? And I think Tabitha did indicate it's okay if you hit the guard.
Right, and it would have been just as good as the shot. You know, it would have been just fine.
언니 그냥
But to
가드는
breeze
되는
by
거 아니야?
everything. Now
근데 이게 너무
there's a
쉽지 않아?
chance.
이거 가드를 쳐서 차라리.
이거 가드? 근데 여기 해봐서 그럼 또 알것 같긴 한데.
그치. 아니면 아예 지금 차라리. 근데 얘가 이거 있어서 너무 쉬워. 근데 이게 이렇게 있다고 해서 크게
근데 이거 신경 쓸
완전 이렇게
거면은
돼야 될 것 같아.
Team Korea considering their options. They are concerned about the red
이걸 칠 수도 있지.
angle,
여기 만나면 여기 해야 될 것 같아.
trying to decide whether they freeze to the top red or do they go and try to freeze to their own.
근데 라인 진짜 좀 애매하게
제거 어디예요?
이거 여기야. 근데 많이
Well, freezing to your own would be wonderful if you make it absolutely
이렇게
perfect.
넘어와서
Of course, if it hangs a little bit
Yes.
instead of a double, that would be unfortunate.
걔 방금 약간 줬어?
The freeze to the red one, if you can freeze to half, then that double raise isn't there anymore.
이거랑 비슷하게 올게.
They did consider that. I think by the motions of the broom, they may be looking at a guard.
걔 거 풀스윙의 적인데 걔 거랑 비슷하게 가는 것 같아요. 16 나왔거든. 16.
So first of the skip stones now. Eunjung Kim trying to protect her shot stone that's on the side of the button. Team has decided they would throw a tight guard.
Doesn't want to leave a hole, in-turn hole. That's curling enough. That should be just fine. Now, do you take on the red? Because if it does overcurl, you could pick your red one across the top.
like 9-5 or 9?
Yeah, this
So
year.
this isn't without risk. The reward's terrific. Across the top
Yeah.
slightly
They were nice.
of
yeah.
the red and the 8-foot.
9-5.
So half a rock, basically.
So a great reward if this shot is made perfectly. Team USA can sit 2 and be
right,
completely buried as well.
Let's go. Nice 9-5. That's it.
9-5 referring to the hog-to-hog time. That's how hard this hit will be thrown.
Good slap.
And you can see she needs to hit the outside half close to the broom.
9-5. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 Back up. Back up.
Needs it to curl. Running straight.
Come on, come on.
And did not come up enough to make contact. And you can see that disappointment.
Well, the problem now is for Team Korea, you own the top one side of the button. If you can come around the guards and own the other top of the button, how does red score?
It does make you wonder right now. There's an out turn for Tabitha Peterson, a tap back for 2.
But if this draw goes to the top of the button, it would be to give 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, this is a very exciting opportunity for Team Korea. Certainly the right call is to come to the top of the button.
They've played this side of the ice. They should know the weight. So a chance now for the skip of Team Korea to put a second counter into that 4-foot area and put pressure on Team USA. Perhaps create a steal here with a perfect draw.
웨이트 맞아. 5. 이기게 가야 돼. 6. 컬 대다 컬. 라인 아직 있어. 컬.
Lots of line.
웨이트 가야 된다. 웨이트 가야 돼.
So needs it to curl.
Really good weight, but did not curl enough. Has left the in-turn draw to the button if Tabitha wants to take it on. Weight was so good. It's funny it didn't take the big curl. Applying that to the top corner of the button. If you move the rock over a foot or so, the weight's perfect. So an in-turn draw between the yellow stones right to the button is the call. Not easy.
What kind of weight, Tab? Okay, sounds good. Just a heavy draw then.
Probably more than what Tabitha thought she might have, though. On this one.
Yes. I think she might be relieved that she does have a shot here to get one.
3-5 it is. Right in the middle.
Yeah.
All right.
So looking for a heavy draw, something that the sweepers could maybe manipulate past the guard, get a little curl. This last rock at the fourth end,
Good.
a shot for one for Team USA.
9, 12. Tara!
If it's heavy at all, it'll run out here and it won't curl. Trying to entice it to curl.
Oh dear, did not take the curl, and a steal of 2 for Team Korea to tie this game after 4. And just like that, the momentum has changed again here at the World Women's Curling Championship. 3-3, all tied up after 4.
쪽 라인이 좀 그런 거 같잖아요. 안쪽에서 돌고.
And we are back into the 5th end of the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. It is session 4. And the game between Team Korea and Team USA. And there has been some momentum swings already in this game. Steal of 3 in the second for Team USA, and a steal of 2 in the fourth for Korea. It's all tied up with Team USA having last rock. And Kevin, you've got to think that Tabitha Peterson may have been left wondering what happened on her last rock.
Well, took on a very risky shot on the first one, trying the double raise, and not that it wasn't the right call, it's just a tough one. If you make it, would have been sitting 2 buried and looking at probably getting 3, and would have been up 6-1, and the game's probably just about over. But didn't make it. And now all of a sudden you're looking at 2 on the button, and it's a risk that Tabitha was willing to take, and risk reward are equal. Took on the big risk, or took on the big reward, but it was a big risk.
Well, momentum is part of sport, and especially in team sport, that trying to ride that wave, the recovery when you miss, and the riding the wave of a number of makes. So it's all square again here in this game in the 5th end. Trying to get around that center guard. Great weight. And here's the fourth end of the game between Scotland and Germany.
Yes, Germany in all kinds of trouble here, trying to run back red onto yellow onto red onto red. So obviously not easy. Trying to go cross face a little, red onto the yellow. Just over curled a little bit. 2 red stones in the forefoot. So steal of 2, 5-2 now after 4. Team Scotland playing very well last couple of ends.
Hard. I got the roll. 9-9.
There's a nice throw, a hit and stick by Tabitha Peterson.
9-9, you said?
Yep.
So a changing of gears for both teams now. With the tie score, Team Korea can reset. Think a little bit about managing the end.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. Don't have to take so many risks to try to get some rocks in play.
Well, I think both teams are ready to take a breath. Like, it's just been a wild start to this game by both teams. Trying a little roll.
Very nice.
You're talking momentum. There's a difference in the mental attitude, the stride for Team Korea right now. Like, all of a sudden you're back in the game and you're striding along, and like I can feel it.
The
in
energy.
building. The
Yeah.
energy is just different, and it's amazing. And a beautiful roll. So Team USA needs to be a little bit careful with the momentum switch and make sure they score the next point in this curling game.
Excellent point.
It just has to be 1 point. Just get back on track.
I like the weight.
9. Whoa.
8, 9. 9, coming down.
Becca Hamilton chasing this shot stone. That the weight came off and leaves Korea as shot stone on the button. And let's talk a little bit about momentum, Kevin, as we check in with China and Denmark.
Yeah, huge momentum swing last end when Team China got 4. And now sitting 2, but there is a double possibility for 4 right back if this can be made. So a thick half. Try to make the double and roll to the middle. It's made. Oh, well, what? You're talking momentum swings. That's 4 back again. So, wow, 6-4 now.
And you can see Madeline DuPont's face. We're back in it. Little hit and roll that overrolls a bit, but Korea is still in charge here, sitting 2 with the centerline guard.
Not an easy double. Rolled to a pretty nice spot.
Play like down weight.
2 nice shots by Cho Hee.
That's fine. Yeah. Still gonna be shot, but as long
Trying to roll buried behind the center. Just curling hog line in. But a heads up play to sweep that cross so you don't set up an easy double. So really well swept at the end. Very smart. So taking on the hit and roll, I think, underneath.
Yes.
Not wanting to roll perfectly buried, but a half open either side.
Tara?
I think they were trying to play a thin double with that much weight that was being called. And you can hear Tabitha just say, I should have called the hit and roll instead of trying some big weight shot.
Yeah, it's early in the end. That was seconds rock, so that was still Becca's shot. So there was no need to go all in on a very difficult double. Keep we talk about it so often. Keep your team's shots easy to make the other teams more difficult. And you took on something maybe not necessary in that situation, making Becca play something really tough.
I think Tabitha Peterson is still trying to find her way as a skip. She's new to this position. She was a longtime third for Nina Roth, and actually before that played lead for Allison Pottinger. So this is new to her. How do you manage at this level? And conversely, Team Korea is having a team meeting. Do they need to hit that USA stone, or should they come to the middle? And it appears that they're very happy about drawing around.
공격적으로 가다가
Got that center line guard.
계속 공격적으로 가는데 어떻게 보면 그러다가 또
근데 이거 쳐도 일로 가긴 가는데.
우리가 쳐도 얘들 무조건 이쪽으로 오지. 이거
Remember, there's only one timeout that can be used by a team in world play. And often you want to save it for the end of the game where there may be some very difficult decisions to be made.
For the young skips, when you're looking at a situation where you can't figure out what to do, pretend you're the other team and go, okay, what would I like you to do? And I'll guarantee you that Tabitha would like you to hit that outside one so they have a play to the shot rock, which means I like this call, playing to the middle. That's how you can put the opposition in the most possible difficulty.
That's great advice. Kyung-ae coming to the center line.
And the tolerance here, if you're a little light, that's okay. Just don't be heavy. Definitely isn't heavy, so want to get by that center guard though. It's really moving.
And it was a good sweep to hold the line on that guard. And let's check in now with Sweden playing Estonia here in the fourth end.
Estonia taking on an in-turn draw. There's lots of stones in the 8-foot circle around the edge of the 4-foot. It's hard to tell who's a shot stone, who's got the bigger bite of the 4-foot. This is says lots of weight on it. So that is too deep, but the rock at the front looks like it might be closer. So one yellow, so 2-1 now for Team Sweden with hammer after 4.
In our game, the double peel is made. So now Team Korea wants to limit the scoring for Team USA. Hits and sticks on the outside. The force is on.
Force is on, but Team USA has a chance to score. Before that double peel was made, it would have been a very difficult score.
I think that's my initial, but if she likes this, I'll like it.
So the call is the hit and roll towards that red corner guard. Tabitha Peterson thinking that maybe there might be a chance to use that guard to set up for more than one.
You want to roll the other way?
So now we're trying to roll towards the other yellow. Oh. Well, not bad. A nose hit would leave a double.
Good throwing.
That one seemed good.
Yeah.
Still a little tighter.
No, it was good. Becca's just went so hard there.
Yeah.
So did Tara's hit. We sang same line, so I don't blame her.
So a hit and a little roll away from the other yellow would be a really good result. Spread those rocks across the house. There's no double.
And there's the nose, and as you pointed out, there is a double.
2번. 나쁘지 않아 보이는데.
Not easy though. It's fairly flat. So I'll have to have a little bit of weight on it, but it's certainly there.
Straight. Okay. I like that. Yours will do the same.
Yours will do the same, meaning it'll curl across that center line.
Please sound us with yours. 9. Love it. 6-2. Let's go, Tim. 6. 6-2.
That's it.
So Tabitha Peterson's first rock. It's a peel weight double.
Tara? Tara, a little.
This is going to need to curl. It is.
And just misses it.
Just
Sorry.
over-carved.
Yep.
My fault, I guess.
That's just a little sweeping call. So close, and that takes away the opportunity to perhaps blank this end.
That would be a big blank, too, to take the hammer into the even ends. So for Team Korea now, just hit the rings, and the force is on. Not much of a chance to steal. It's an open house, so just make sure you're in the rings somewhere and force the single point.
Draw attempt by Eun Kim, Olympic silver medalist, just reunited with team and coach in this last season, and back to the world stage.
Oh, this looks like nice weight. Very good. Split right across the whole house, so that's a force, at least.
So Tabitha Peterson is choosing to throw the hit here.
Nice 9-5 here.
Looking at 2 counters, just needs to be careful to stay in that 8-foot area for her single. Last rock of the 5th end. Team USA attempting to hit and stick. Terrific brushing by Tara and Becca, and the USA will take the lead with a single. 4-3. USA leads at the 5th end break. So highlights of our first 5 ends. The first end was blank, but Kevin, this is the second end.
And this is a second shot for Eun Kim down this same path. First one over curled, second one over curled. And the same path leaves a steal of 3. So 3-0. You see the response there. Just not happy with that throw.
Korea would go on to take 1 point in the 3rd, but another momentum change happens here in the 4th end.
Well, this is interesting. So this is draw ice for the button, but out of the hand, a little bit heavy, like back 8-foot tap, but the ice was for the draw. So you're, caught in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't come enough, and that is a steal of 2 to equal this game at 3 after 4.
So our game remains 4-3. And let's take a look at these other games. Team Sweden 2-1 over Estonia. China is trailing Denmark now 4-9. United States 4-3 over Korea, our feature game. And finally, Team Scotland is leading Team Germany 5-3 after 5 ends of play.
Yeah, or just make their skip make a shot, because that's when she's struggling. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But I do like the colors. Like you made it.
They're all bad. I promise there's no better than that. One thing, they're actually quite good. Oh, okay. I'll just say a little bit.
Let's hang in there.
그러니까 로테이션인 것 같아. 특정 로테이션을 넘어가면 괜찮은데 특정 로테이션 조금 약하니까
그냥
그냥
똑같이 계속 줘서 그 라인 찾아가는 게 나을 것 같아.
근데 내게 좀 많이 돌긴 도는 것 같아.
언니 그걸 조금만 더 잡으면 될 것 같은데 지금
더
조금
잡았는데도
약하다 했는데도 돌았으니까 조금 더 잡으면.
근데
유겐들
쟤는 완전
잘
그냥
나가는
날아가잖아.
거 생각을 하고 코너가드 너무 멀면 쓸모가 없으니까 지금은 조금 타이트하게 상관없으니까 셋하고 그 다음에 상대 여섯 완벽하게 하면 프리즈 들어가면 돼.
아웃폰 가능? 아까 우리 이렇게 갔었을 때 괜찮았는데 근데
진짜?
이쪽으로 흘렀잖아. 약간.
So after 5 ends of play, let's take a look at the stats. And the teams are actually fairly closely matched. And again, it reflects to our score with those steal first by USA, then a steal by Korea. So trading back and forth those opportunities. You never know where the momentum's going to go next in the second half of this game. And we're back to the LGT World Women's Curling Championship and our feature game this morning, Team USA versus Team Korea. And we've got a battle here this morning. USA being forced to take one in the 5th end to lead 4-3. So it'll be Team Korea with last rock in the 6th end of this 10-end game of session 4 of these championships. Very important game for both of these teams as they are both winless so far, losing their first 2 matches in the first day of play yesterday. So there's a sense of urgency here with both teams looking for that first win. Sun Young Kim, the lead. Looking to throw a corner guard. Trying to make the most of that last rock and the fact that they are trailing by 1. Very nicely done. And for Team USA and Tabitha Peterson, it's about coming to the center line and around that center guard that Tara threw on her first one. Great numbers for Tara, strong player.
Go ahead if you need to. Take a look. Line's good. Take a look.
And she's the energy on this Team USA.
Yep, you can finish it.
When you hear them sweeping, you'll hear Tara cheering
Hardening.
her partners on. Sweep harder, get it there. So a nice draw there.
반보다 조금 덜 보여.
내리고
What a half open.
지금 바로 이렇게 들어가는 거는 너무 힘들 것 같아.
So the question to her teammates, do you want to chase this rock or do you want to ignore it and come around the corner?
헤비백.
So bump it behind the tee line, that makes sense. Could go around the corner, there'd be nothing wrong with that call as well. Want to keep this rock in play.
약간 있어요.
83% in this game.
Good, solid numbers. This looks really, oh, she got by. Actually got a little inside roll, I think.
That was a gutsy line call by Eunjun Kim.
What a great result.
Got very close to the guard. Terrific.
And actually, even at the end, carving it. So, yeah, just really an understanding of the curl in that spot.
There's not a ton of room, but we could.
I don't mind freezing. I like on top of it as long as we're out a little bit.
Okay.
So angle
Curl
freeze.
that could be fully buried.
So.
So Becca Hamilton. Numbers struggling a little bit. 7 to 8's okay. She'd love to bring the best of her game in the second half.
Yeah, move it up into the 80s, somewhere in the 80s. Yeah, you're right. Just not much, just maybe a half a shot or a shot difference.
Very nice, Beck.
That's exactly what Nina was talking about. Okay, let's play the freeze, but a little on the outside. So that's perfect. Perfect shot. Chance to go around the corner guard now, though. Sitting 1. Set up for the 2 points.
There's Cho Hee. So hasn't really found her game yet for the tournament, 65%.
No, at 65, you're going to be outplayed by the other team's player most of the time, which of course will put more pressure on your next player. So you're going to want to see those numbers go up a little bit as the week goes on.
And we mentioned this at the first end, but Cho Hee was the alternate on this team when they won the silver medal at the Pyeongchang 2018 Olympics.
What weight do you like? I like 10, yeah. Let's go back.
So trying to play a soft weight hit on her own. She played the freeze on her first. Mission accomplished for Becca. Sitting shot stone for USA. Sheet A, we have Team Sweden taking on Estonia.
And 2 yellows in the rings, so no choice here for Hannah Hasselborg to play the out-turn draw to the 8-foot, but only for 1. Looks like it's off the corner guard now, so line's okay. The weight looks really good right on the button. So 1 point, 3-1 now after 5, but Estonia has the hammer in 6.
Team Korea playing the hit and stick. They now have 2 counters and last rock here in the 6th.
Well, that out-turn tap, that was tremendous. You make the out-turn tap, the freeze is made, go around the corner, you've got it set up. That was all because of that one shot. It was just so good. So Nina forced into a hit and roll here behind the center. This is hanging out a little bit.
Rolled out of the rings, and so not shot stone. Team Korea now has a chance to go around the corner again and set up for at least 2 points. So that's actually it doesn't look like a big deal, but it created this opportunity for Korea now.
Yeah, to get 2 lost under the corner, and all of a sudden a 3 is in the mix.
Kyung-ae sitting around that 75%.
Same thing. We'd like to see that get into the 80s, into the low 80s. The line looks pretty good on this one as long as the weight's good.
So needs to stay in that 12-foot to stay second shot. Think it might have rolled off too much. Yes, he read his second shot, so a missed opportunity there just from the rock over curling. A little bit too much weight.
That's my guy.
Very nice.
So going down to the corner. I like this call better than going around the center. Wouldn't be wrong to go around the center. It's just difficult to bury. With this much curl, you could easily over curl a half rock or under curl a half rock, and then it's a tap to lie two. This is a nice call. Come down to the shot stone, take it away.
I think the weight's okay. She was kind of poppy. I think we're okay. 7!
I think we'll right off. It's gonna curl.
Gonna need to communicate here.
7! We're bumping. We're bumping. 8, 9.
Line's really good.
Just want to sit on it. Do not want to bump off it.
Very nice.
Oh, very nice. Really good shot.
Really
That's
good, Neen.
at least half a rock underneath.
I think you're done. No?
Just remembering that she's already thrown her two. Don't throw any more. You know, there is a tremendous amount of curl from that center line to the wing. Just going sideways with the right weight. So there may be a chance to bump this rock the way it curls.
이거 잡아오는 게 나을 것 같긴 해. Wait, good.
Need to get this to curl. This has a little bit more weight.
Trying to get near the nose.
Leaves the USA as shot stone.
Not bad though, not bad.
That's good.
Probably forces Tabitha into a draw around the center guard.
That looks good. Let's go, Tab. You got it.
Trying not to over curl or under curl this one. If you can bury fully, it's actually maybe a steal chance. But you can also imagine as this over curls a little
That's
bit,
right.
could leave a double.
Yeah, full 4. Okay.
That would be the thing to avoid, and that is it's over curl, come out on the left side as we're looking at this. That might set up a double to their shot stone, the red at the back of the 8-foot. First of the skip stones.
Line's good.
Team USA Tabitha Peterson trying to come around the center guard.
Line's really nice. Top 4 foot. 6. Hold it straight. Whoa.
Worried about it over curling.
It's got a little momentum coming in.
Looks like there will be a double opportunity. That was the worry.
Just a little bit mismanaged as a team, that rock to come that deep.
So now it's a half rock double to sit 2. And the worry for Team USA is, okay, if you make the double, you're hitting now. You cannot afford to roll out on the hit, or else all of a sudden the intern tap would be available for 4 if this double is made. So big shot here.
And adding to the pressure of this shot is the trouble that Eunjung Kim has been having with her intern earlier in the game.
Wait, good.
Needs this to curl up. And the troubles continue. Early in the game, those interns were over curling, and then 2 ends ago, some correction happening, and now not able to ice herself appropriately for those shots.
Just sliding wide, and as soon as you slide wide, you've got two choices. You can let the rock go, and then you'll be wide. That's what that was. Or you can square your shoulders down the sheet and turn the rock, and then it'll curl too much. And you're sort of in the middle of no man's land. The bottom line is you've got to get your slide straight, and then deal.
And that starts from the setup in the hack, and maybe we can get into that a little bit later as we watch. Tabitha Peterson trying to draw another rock in to the top button and put tremendous pressure on Eunjun Kim to score. Should know this. This is her second attempt down this path. Definitely a lighter weight.
Good sweep. Good job, Tab.
Good shot. Sing 3 didn't quite curl as much as they would have liked, but of course, making sure they didn't rack on the guard. So intern draw right to the button.
You can use that rock as backing.
But you gotta be careful if you're gonna put the ice for the draw, then don't use the backing, because if you're heavy, it'll run and it won't get to the backing.
This was the shot, and end number 4. Team USA's Tabitha Peterson had a draw that was running a little bit heavy and did not curl up. So this is a tricky spot. The weight has to be right for Eunjun Kim of Team Korea. Last rock of the 6th end. Oh dear.
Caught in the middle.
And through to the backing, it over curled, and the theme of this game, another momentum swing with a steal of 3 for Team USA. So 7-3, Team USA will lead Team Korea after 6 ends of play. We're back. You're watching live coverage from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. We are at Winsport Arena at Canada Olympic Park in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm Joan McCusker, and I'm joined by Olympic and World Champion Kevin Martin, and we're happy to give you some commentary today on this game between Team Korea and Team USA. And the momentum keeps swinging back and forth, Kevin. A very big miss by Eunjun Kim of Korea.
Yes, and not just one, but two. Actually had a fairly simple half rock double on her first to sit to, flashed it, then had the bump on her last and over curled and gave up 3. So 2 bad misses. This, to your point, it's been quite a roller coaster ride. So we'll see. We're into the 7th part of the roller coaster ride. Let's see what happens, because it's been quite the group of ends so far.
So the momentum swinging in both directions, with Korea giving up steals in the 2nd and in the 6th, but the USA giving up a steal as well in the 4th. So you never know what might happen.
Okay, if we're in? Yep. Are you okay if we're in?
Yep.
All right, it still got better.
So let's take a look at the 6th end here with the game between China and Denmark.
You can see those yellow stones are in the rings, but not really much that Team China can do with those. Both are sort of Christmas treed, if you will, along the side. So playing the out turn, needing to get a score here. Playing a double bump, yellow onto red, and hoping it slows down. That's a great shot. Tricky for 1. 9-5.
China winning their first game. They're 1-0, and Denmark looking for their first win at 0-1. Becca Hamilton, second for Team USA, drawing another rock in. Here in the 7th end. The house belongs to Team USA right now with the shot stone. Ends up okay.
3-4.
Basically the same shot.
Trying to use this corner guard, Cho-hee Kim.
Trying to get this to curl past the red stone. Doesn't quite.
Scotland, after a tremendous opening day of 2-0, taking on Germany 1-1.
An in-turn tap here. There is a decent double chance on the 2 yellows. So Eve Muirhead deciding to play the in-turn tap to the shot stone, back 4 foot here. Got to go because this has to curl, trying to carve this rock in. But just trying to play a tap, and that was hack weight, so just too much weight. That's a steal of 2, so Germany right back in this game. Tied game after 6, 5-5.
Becca Hamilton throwing a center line guard, just continuing to apply pressure to Team Korea.
Well, it's a pretty nice looking house right now for Team USA, so worth throwing the guard. And for Team Korea, it's time to make a double. Make 1 double, and if you make this double, you could roll behind the corners. Change this end around a little bit.
Oh, got all 3 moving. A triple by Cho-hee Kim.
And the roll behind the corner.
And that changes things.
Yes, beautiful shot. All of a sudden, Team Korea's in great shape here at this end.
9. Okay, let's go, Nina.
Have a little more.
Look at this, getting it to curl a
Yeah,
little.
plenty we can roll to.
Does catch the top of shot stone.
Fantastic result. And now Nina Roth will try to double off these two yellows, the tight guard and the counter behind it.
Looks pretty good. Oh, did touch it, but not enough. Opens it up, but now a chance to,
Fine.
well, split the house or come around the middle.
I liked how you threw that.
I think Tabitha thought that was going to move enough to get that double.
Yes.
Nobody was very excited, looked good, but it just didn't finish up enough. So now, chance to go around the corner guard, split the rings.
아 근데 얘 때문에 좀 아까처럼 그렇게 될 수도 있지 않을까? 근데 좀 크게 들어가야 되지 않을까?
So just a touch more ice.
티 기다려.
Trying to split the rings.
기다려.
Kyung-ae.
Rock's got to move quite a bit to get past the red one. The red guard. Nope, it's okay. As long as the weight's okay. Good. Well done, hung on. There's so much curl, it's worrisome. Will it move enough to get off the red? It did.
But look where it ends up. It continues that path. That's why it is so important to let the skip know what kind of weight you have, because that curl, where it breaks, is at a different point in the ice. Hit and roll for Nina Roth, and got a little bit of a roll, just not quite enough.
아이 이게 좋을 것 같긴 한데. 플랜 B 이거. 컨트롤.
So trying to get the roll
얇은 바.
either behind the center guard or the corner. Just doesn't want to roll between the two. Leave a double chance.
웨이트. 초이. 와, 기다려.
Trying to roll all the way over.
Well, it got a little bit fortunate that that was an overroll. Needed to get on the sweep just a little bit sooner, but ran into that other red stone, so saved the shooter. Team Korea lying those 2 points, but you can see that Tabitha Peterson can take a run at this outside and double these off.
Yeah, just having a good look and trying to figure out, okay, should we try the double the thick way or across the top? Because right now it's kind of edge on edge, the rock in the rings and the guard. There's no room between the two.
Too tight, the red one, to do it this way, so we have to cross. Okay, remember mine was kind of straight here. Yeah. Let's go, Tam.
So attempting the double, Tabitha Peterson. 4-point lead for Team USA, trying to make Yellow Rocks go away.
All the way hard. Great shot, Tam.
Really nicely done. Well done.
Peachy. That way works too.
So checking in with Sweden taking on Estonia. Marie Turman in the hack.
Anna Hasselborg on her last made that roll to make this a difficult in-turn tap for 2. Would have liked to have rolled buried, but ends up showing about a half a stone. So this is an in-turn tap. Well, line looks pretty good. by the guard. And the yellow on the side, so very nice. So that is 2 points. So tie game, 3-3 after 6.
Eunjung Kim, her first of the skip stones, trying to draw around the center to the top of the forefoot.
The line looks pretty good as long as they can get it hidden completely. Oh, that is definitely completely under the guard. Nice shot, and in front of the tee line. There's nothing showing from either side.
That's the good news. The bad news is the guard belongs to Team USA, and they may choose to run it straight back. Oh, nope. Tabitha looking at the draw around.
To center line?
Yeah, she was like right here, remember?
Okay.
It's coming around to the tee line. Well, the way this curls, this could definitely bury completely underneath.
Looks pretty close, yeah.
I'm a little surprised. It's not a very long run back. Could make contact. The redstone is a biter, so if you were to make the run back and stay in the ring somewhere, the force would be on. But Tabitha, to your point earlier, you were talking about she likes to solve her problems with a draw,
That's right.
not with a takeout.
I swept it a lot.
This would be her strength, I would agree, Kevin. The only problem with wherever she puts this, Team Korea will have some sort of tap back for 2. USA skip, Tabitha Peterson drawing against 1 counter, trying to bury this stone. It's way out there right now, but we know there's big curl. That's a surprising miss. Got out to a path where there was very little curl. You can see the surprise on Tabitha's face.
Was she doing anything when she was carving it? Like, I'm wondering if
Line probably would have been fine in the end. All the curl is late. It would have barreled in there, but the corner guard just got in the way. But now a great chance. Out-turn draw into the house for 2. Back in the game.
Last rock, 7th end. A chance for Eunjung Kim and Team Korea to get 2 and cut the lead.
Lots of ups and downs on a roller coaster. Very nice.
We'll add the 2 points to Team Korea, and they will now trail Team USA by 2. USA leads 7-5 after 7 ends of play. And we're back to the 8th end of a very exciting game between Team USA and Team Korea at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. It's been a game of ups and downs. Steals of 8 points so far in this game with 3 more ends to go. Kevin Martin.
I'm excited to watch the rest. This is great. It's just been a wild ride for both teams. I know it's hard for the athletes, but for the fans and everybody, it's fun to watch.
That's right. This was a type of game when I was playing that I really hated, because you just it means that we, both teams having a few mistakes, and it was hard on your gut. But if you're a fan watching, it's really making you hang on the edge of your seat. Don't know what will happen next.
So another guard being thrown. Get the 2 centers out and try to either force or steal.
And you might have been wondering what was going on with the last rock by Team USA as it went sailing through. The attempt was a tick shot, and that is with the free guard zone, 5 rocks. If the rocks are in the guard area between the hog line and the top of the house, they can't be removed from play, but they can be moved around. And that's what Tabitha Peterson was trying to do, was move one of those guards off to the side. But a little bit too much weight for that call, and it did not make contact with the guard, went right through the house. This time with 2 guards in play, Tabitha Peterson asked for this to be a draw to the 4-foot.
That's fine. Good. Sorry. Red dog, big dog.
And in another game with a lot of momentum switches and a lot of scoring, Kevin, we've got China and Denmark.
Well, you can see Team Denmark sitting 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So this is an out-turn bump for 5. Madeline DuPont trying to get this to curl enough. Good contact, and it does go out the back door. So that's a score of 5. 14-5.
And you can see the smiles by Madeline DuPont. That's a lot of scoring in 7 ends of play, 14-5, and that'll give Denmark their first win of this tournament. So in our game, we've got Becca Hamilton, the 2nd for Team USA, looking to play a peel. And to get rid of one of the guards at the front.
Trying to go thick and try to get rid of 2.
And she does.
Very, very nice shot, and rolled shooter off to a corner guard. Excellent result. That was a very difficult shot because those rocks, those 2 guards were in a straight line. So to make the double, terrific.
And you can see the advantage at this position, at the 2nd position, going to Team USA's Becca Hamilton. Cho Hee Kim struggling. 68%.
라인 좀 있어. 라인 돌아야 돼. 셋. 라인 좀 많다. 라인 진짜 많아.
Trying to get this to a center guard position.
조금만 더. 조금만 더. 조금만 더.
That's good. Yeah, very nice. That guard shot stone nicely.
조금씩 올릴까? 다 닦아서 몰아가지고.
Just the straight. You got it.
Not much else can really be made here. That's a perfect guard. So Becca will be asked just to peel it off.
Oh, this one, does it gotta have a corner? Oh. So
Yeah, leaves it a guard still. Just kissed it on the way by.
that hurts a little bit. You know, you make the double peel the really difficult on your first one, and this just a single peel just got a little bit wide, and it did not curl enough. That changes this end, keeping that guard in play. So now a 2nd rock around the center line, and USA will be in a little bit of trouble.
안 줄여도 되나? 흘러서 내려올 수 있을 것 같아.
Trying to bury a little bit around in the top 8 foot. Bury. If it buries any, there will be no double. The line looks really nice. Trying to get into that 8 foot circle.
Actually over curled, Kevin.
Came up a little light. It actually opens up the shot stone.
Yeah. I think we do it now.
If that's in another
Do you like board?
foot or so, at least it would be second shot.
Right.
But now this is a tap to lie too.
So the numbers are equal for totals, but differences in where the strengths lie. Nina Ross struggles with hits, and Kyung-ae struggling with draws. This is diving towards that top one and just rubs. So it's the trading of half shots happening here in the 8th end, I guess kind of characteristic to how this game has gone so far.
The analogy of a roller coaster is just so accurate.
It's pretty good.
Like you'd think, okay, tap to lie two. No, just take the card. No, it's a wild one. So now a chance to come in again for Team Korea. Wow.
Kyung-ae just threw that first draw. Just a foot or so too light that over curled. I expect this to be very close.
Line looks excellent.
Wow, look at that.
It's perfection.
Don't think you could have carried it down and put it in a better spot.
Almost have to run the guard, don't you now? The yellow guard onto all the rocks in the house. You got to clean something up if you're Team USA.
Yellow,
Where do
yellow.
you want to hit it?
Yellow, 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 maybe even yellow. Might move all of them. I'm not sure if it'll touch the shot stone, but at least open things up a little bit.
And Nina Roth is the thrower. She's coming down to take a look, and this is very good for the person throwing.
Flip this one somehow.
Yeah, it's got to come across.
I think we can.
Maybe. Even if not, I think I can get rid of
Yeah.
those three.
So let's take a look at sheet A. Sweden and Estonia, having a battle here, 3-3 in the 7th end.
And that red shot stone was actually positioned there a few rocks ago, and all the play to the other side. Estonia trying to get the roll in behind the center guard and just couldn't make the roll. And the end just kept going and going. And now Anna Hasselborg has the in-turn draw to the 4 foot for 2. A really well played end by Team Sweden. It's a really good game going on sheet A. This looks nice.
Certainly would be an upset for if Estonia makes it by Team Sweden.
Yeah.
Sweden leading 5-3 after 7 ends play. Big shot here for Team USA. Third, Nina Roth, try to get out of some trouble. Running a guard into the house. And another wick.
Chip.
Instead of the double, that's 3 in a row that Team USA have just wicked the intended rock. And that, what happens is leaves Team Korea in charge here, sitting 2, throwing a guard, and the shooter, unfortunately for Team Roth, Team USA has blocked this other draw on this side. This is going to be difficult for Team USA to get out of trouble.
I think they might have actually wicked it in to sit 3. I think it might be 3 yellows
Oh, you
right
could
now.
be right.
And offset them so that the double doesn't even go back onto the shot stone. So it's a bit of a catastrophe, actually.
So the guard is the call. The difficulty with these guards is they have been over curling.
Needs to get across center slightly to be perfect. Just across center. That's perfect. What do you do? I guess you've got to play the run back.
Yes, I think so. 2 rocks to come for Team USA. Not much to choose from between these 2 skips in a total, but again, Eunjun Kim struggling with the hits. And Tabitha Peterson struggling with her draws.
Well, Tabitha needs to make this one right now. Because there's no way in to the button area. The red corner guard's in the way. So it's just needs to be a little bit center line side. Yellow onto the yellows to get rid of 2 or 3 yellows. Open up the forefoot to score at least 1.
Big shot. The first for skip Tabitha Peterson. Wants to make some noise in the house. That is about as good as that shot got. Removing a couple of counters. Team USA in trouble. And a great result there.
Yeah, need to make contact with the 2 in the house, and did. Perfect shot. Game saver. If that's missed completely, if you just peel the guard off, it's a steal of probably 2, maybe 3.
So now for Team Korea, they have to make a decision. If they guard that shot stone, you can see there's a raise of the tight red guard could be raised back onto shot for the USA to get 2. So the question would be, if you wanted to go where Eunjun Kim's broom is, how would you get there?
Yeah, the corner guard's kind of in the way with the amount of curl out here.
I think they're going to be forced to have to play that tight guard, the same shot, leaving the angle raise on the guard for Team USA. There's just so much curl in the ice, Kevin.
Yeah, I think you just pretty much have to throw this guard. You're down 2, need a steal. Make Team USA make a tough one.
Last of the rocks for Team Korea's skip, Eunjun Kim, trying to guard shot stone. Looking for a tight to the rings or top 12.
Line looks perfect on this one. Just wanting it just across center again, and it is. Pretty nice. Might have left an in-turn tap through the hole.
I think it has. A little bit higher. Leaves a port for Tabitha Peterson. She's got a tap back here for 2. Made a great shot on her first just to create the opening to have this tap back.
This would be an incredible skip's deuce to make this shot and get 2 points out of the mess, but this is not easy. That shot rock is over-buried a quarter stone.
So I like that. You got it, Tab.
Last rock of the 8th end. Final stone for Tabitha Peterson, and it is a tap back for 2. Lots of curl in this spot. Becca Hamilton, Tabitha Peterson trying to hold the line. Looks great. Beautiful throw and a tremendous couple of shots by Tabitha Peterson to get 2 points here in the 8th and regain a 4-point lead.
Very good. Great calls, Nate.
Comes through the port. Perfect weight, well managed. Terrific shot on her first one, and Team USA looking good now with 2 ends to go. 9-5, they lead Team Korea.
Yeah, I think we'll just feel the corner. Even if it's looking good, we'll feel like it this one. Spinning. Seems, felt good. Full four.
Feel like
Take
we're
a
there,
look.
5-6.
Line's nice.
And we're back for the 9th end of our game today.
14.
Team USA getting an important 2 points in the 8th end
Little more, little more.
to lead 9-5.
Really good, guys.
Nice opening draw from Tabitha Peterson.
On that last one.
And Kevin Martin, you'd think that there'd be breathing a sigh of relief for Team USA to escape that end.
Yeah, it looked like a steal of 1 almost guaranteed, and then 2 tremendous shots by the skipper, and skips deuce, and now all of a sudden you're 4 up and feeling good. But it's been quite a ride.
We were listening in a little bit to the players talking at the break. Tabitha saying, let's peel guards. I don't care what happens, what they have going. We want to peel a corner guard as soon as we are able to. Right now, it's still in the free guard zone. 5 rock rule, that guard can't be taken off yet, but as soon as they have a chance, I think we're going to see some peeling.
Well, at 4 up with only 2 to go, even if
Line's good.
a deuce is made, even if you just peel, and Team Korea makes all their shots, you give up 2 points.
Take a look. Where is
The
it?
worst case is you're coming home 2 up with hammer. So totally agree with that idea.
Good job. Sorry, Tab. Tara.
As soon as you're allowed to start ripping guards off. Can't until the 6th rock, though.
Kim for Team Korea. Sun Young Kim. Gonna throw another corner guard. Use that free guard zone and try to set up for at least 2 points.
Very nice, straight across. So when the peels are allowed, which isn't yet, but when they are, there will be no double peel available.
And there's a battle going on sheet D in the 8th end between Scotland and Germany, all tied up.
And Germany sitting 2 across the house. There's no easy double, or not easy enough double. And being an even end, Eve is
Line's good.
willing to draw for the 1, draw the 8 foot.
Line's really good.
This is certainly the right call to play the draw in the even ends.
nice, Eve.
Take your 1 and carry on. Very well done. Right to the button. 6-5 now after 8.
Team USA putting the guard tight into the rings. And Cho Hee Kim will try to play the hit and roll on it.
The important part is to keep that shooter in play right near the house.
Now the game plan at the break was to peel a corner guard.
The problem, yeah, if you peel the corner, then it opens the draw to the back 8 either way. So it's best if you can make the double peel, because by just peeling one, it'll open up a draw around everything.
Hard, Nin. Come on. All the way. Come on, Nin. Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
All the way.
Just curled back into play. Stays in the area of play. And another battle, an 8th end between Scotland and Germany.
Yeah, terrific. Terrific game going on. Needing an in-turn draw. Down 5-3. This is Estonia. Needing a draw to the 8-foot circle. Well played end.
This is Estonia versus Sweden.
Yes, 5-3. So now it's 5-4. Sweden with hammer playing 9.
Nina Roth playing the hit on the wide.
Clean.
Counter in the rings for Korea.
Rock removal.
Very nice, Nin.
And then Korea will keep trying to use that corner guard. Get one hidden behind there.
You can. I would certainly play the out turn around the staggered reds into the back 8-foot. Right now, that yellow tight to the rings is in a wonderful spot for Team Korea. You could go around the corner, but you have to deal with the middle sometime.
True.
Come around the middle. What's Team USA do? Draw? I doubt it. So what are they going to hit? Probably the middle yellow. Then you can go around the corner. Now you've got the nose double for 3. So that's the song and dance that just comes to my mind right away.
I like it. They're trying to work it out, that progression of stones, and that's part of curling. This is 4 rocks to come for Team Korea. Got to plan out how they might get their 2 points. So I think with this ice that she's playing on the top yellow.
A split, I believe, playing a split, trying to bump the rock that's just in front of the house behind the corner and open up the double. The double then would be for 2, not for 3. So that's just the difference of the shot choices. Oh, making the split, trying to get behind the corner. Great shot.
Yeah, pretty nice.
But now you can see what's happening. Now the hit and roll, the double's made to sit 2. So really nice split though. Excellent weight control to be able to bump that rock buried behind the corner. Beautiful.
Can I just have a smidge more?
You got it.
Making a little bit of a move. That hit rolls to the center.
Good. Good weight.
That's just a really nice roll to get into the 4-foot circle. So a hit. Now I'm not sure if playing a nose hit, which would be good, or the roll behind the corner. Both are good calls. I didn't see the call.
I think it's the nose hit that is the call here.
And that's just fine. No problem.
Try to sit right on top. Kind of got caught between the two on that
There's lots of curl in that spot.
nose hit, so not quite enough curl to get hidden. It'll be exposed.
Just a little inside. I want to make sure that we're third, right?
Yeah.
So I did this in the 7th end.
With a nice 9-5.
Yeah.
Might end up doubling them. Should be fine.
I like that.
So Tabitha, just making reference to a previous hit 2 ends earlier.
Nose should get third. But we'll sweep for maybe just a hair of a roll. What kind of weight, Tab?
Roll inside. Make sure you're sitting 3.
Let's
With
go.
Tabitha shooting, Team Korea only has 2 more shots. So if you roll in, you're forcing a couple of beautiful doubles by Team Korea.
9, 5. Yep. 7. Yep. Yep. Right to it. Yep. Go, 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 go. You got it. Yes, 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 yes.
Very nice, Tab.
And sits right there, and it just gets enough of that 8-foot that USA is sitting 3.
Nice job.
I don't know how you could possibly deal with that red one. So what an excellent shot. Likely takes away any possibility of a big end now. This hit and roll could be made for shot stone buried, but then you've only got 1 more shot. So it's only a chance for 2. But a good chance for 2 here if this roll is made.
Trying to come across the face of this shot stone, roll towards the corner.
It's really moving. Just rolls too far. Fairly predictable in that spot, though. It really does go across that center line.
So let's just take a look right across this draw today. Sweden leading Estonia, but it's a close game over there, 5-4. The early finish by Denmark beating China 14-5. Our game on sheet C, United States leading 9-5. And look at Scotland and Germany, a battle, 6-6 after 9 ends of play. So the Team USA, very comfortable position here.
Yeah, throwing in the top of the house.
All right.
Just don't want to set up any kind of a triple, but it's with that red one is in such a good spot, frozen to the yellow.
4-2, 4-5. Yeah, somewhere in there. Okay. I like
Top
it.
8 foot.
You think we're light? I think we're okay. I think we're okay.
Still running.
5.
Line's good.
Line's
It's curling
pretty good.
now.
5-6.
Well then. Whoa.
Whoa.
Stay close, Beck. Stay close. Stay close. We're 14.
3-9.
Sit.
That's good, Tab.
That's just fine.
Nice job, Tab.
But did Team USA leave a shot for 2? I think probably they did, and that's hitting the red that Eunjun Kim is near right now. make the double on the reds, and the shooter roll up and just tap the red a little bit out. And playing for the one, oh, they are playing for it. It's about a half rock, and I believe it is a shot for 2.
Trailing by 4. Feeling desperate times. Call for desperate measures.
Yeah, the math, though, works.
Yes.
In order to make a triple, you need it to be 90 degrees. The red to the red to the red is 90 degrees. It's certainly there. The math adds up. So it's about a half rock on the front one, a skinny half onto the red shot stone, and the rock will go up and tap the red a few inches to lie 2.
Well, that would be certainly an exciting result. Last rock here in the 9th. In-Jin Kim attempting a shot for 2. And not quite curling enough. And instead of getting 2, it's a steal of 2. So the United States now will lead 11-5 after 9 ends. So taking a risk, trying this double and a flip up to the other red stone, did not curl up enough, and that'll be enough for Team Korea. They will concede to Team the USA. That will give USA, Tabitha Peterson's crew, their first win of this championship. So a good solid win for Team USA, 11-5, the final here on Sheet C.
Platz ist gut. Platz ist gut. Zum Schluss von außen. Er muss wieder curlen. Hat noch gut Platz. Muss immer? Yep.
And we're back at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship. And with the conclusion of our game, USA beating Team Korea, we will join the 10th end of Team Scotland playing against Team Germany. It is all tied up 6-6 with Team Scotland's Eve Muirhead having last rock here in the 10th. Vicky Wright throwing the peel. And you can see in the rings is that
super. Ich weiß
one
halt jetzt nur nicht vom Eis,
counter.
weil
It's
deiner jetzt
belonging
gerade
to
mal geknallt ist.
Germany.
Aber ich denke, also das ist eigentlich schon
They
gut,
would have
weil sonst
loved
können wir
that
das
rock
nicht.
to be at
Das
the
ist schon gut.
top of the button
Yeah.
instead of at the back of the button. But they'll take what they can get here. And Daniela Jentsch will go down to throw another guard. This is her first. The skip
Wir
stones.
müssen halt gucken, dass wir ihn auf die Linie kriegen, weil ihrer ist jetzt zum Schluss schon nicht mehr gekrallt, aber ich will jetzt nicht eine engere Spur nehmen, damit der uns dann komplett wegzieht. Genau. Mittlere.
Daniela Jentsch.
Platz ist auch.
That's her sister, Annalena,
Platz ist gut.
that is sweeping. This is the three-person
Dran, ja, Linie.
German team.
Linie, halt. Der hat was, ja, halt.
Alles Linie.
Bleib dran. Oh,
Much news was made of two team members
ich glaube, der hat was gekriegt.
testing positive
Der war irgendwo hier. ist er
while still in
abgehauen.
quarantine, so the rest of the
Ja,
team was
der hat
not
was gekriegt.
exposed. And that guard over curling.
Even back, like there's not terrible. Do you know what I mean?
Just reroll.
11 and a half.
Yeah.
You know that hack that I missed coming this way? What time was that?
11.
11.
Eve Muirhead going down to throw her first of the skip stones, and all of the other sheets. Sheet A, Sweden is leading Estonia. They are playing 10 right now, 7-4. The final with Denmark beating China and USA beating Korea. And here we are on sheet D with the 6-6 tie. And Eve Muirhead just settling in the hack to throw her first of the skip stones. She's got a wide open look at this shot stone, hoping to hit and roll to the other side of the forefoot, get away from that guard.
Yep. Whoa, Jen. Whoa, Lauren.
Whoa, Jen!
Lauren. Whoa.
Clean, yeah,
Clean,
yeah,
Lauren.
Wants a little roll. And they just missed that, curled up a little bit.
Ja, ganz leicht.
Well swept, guys. That's nice.
So it'll give a chance for Daniela
Ja,
Jentsch
da
to
muss man schon ein bisschen
Gut, auf der
bewegen.
anderen Seite
just
können
do a little bump, get shot
Also
stone.
so oder so hat sie einen einfach, wenn sie drauf peelen kann. Weil selbst wenn wir jetzt perfekt hier liegen, kann sie halt auch einfach mit dem Peel kommen.
Was ist dir lieber?
Mal schon Timeout nehmen. Time?
So timeout called. And they'll get the coach out.
Das Ding ist halt,
Well-known
dass
fellow,
wir haben halt bei dem Tag
Kevin
nicht so
Uli Cap.
wahnsinnig viel Range. Der kann
Ja,
nur
ja.
perfekt sein oder gar
Big
nicht.
name in curling,
Und selbst
Uli
wenn er
Cap, that's for
perfekt
sure.
ist, kann sie halt wahrscheinlich nur auf die Nase draufplatzen, um Shot zu werden. Das ist eine gute Frage.
Also halt entweder leichter Tapback oder Hit and Roll hinter die Guard.
Ist halt die Frage, was macht es ihr schwieriger? Weißt du, sie hat ihn halt ganz, selbst wenn ich ihn jetzt ein ganz kleines bisschen Tap und Shot lieg, dann peelt sie drauf auf die Nase. Ja. Ja, ja. Ja, ja, ich wollte gerade sagen, und die können halt auf Curl, ich meine, es ist eine lange Guard, weißt du? Okay. Ja? Ja. Ist gut.
Ich glaube, der ist für sie schwieriger.
Aber ich würde sagen, das gleiche Eis, weil der hat einfach nur was gefangen. Also ich glaube, das Eis ist schon richtig.
So
Okay,
Uli
yeah,
Cap
that's good.
giving the last kind of instructions. Uli played with his brother Andy Cap,
Ein bisschen,
were
dass wir Shots sind.
long-time fixtures in the World Men's Championship representing Germany, now part of the national team program. So the choices for Daniela Jentsch is whether she plays the freeze tap or whether she tried the hit
wollte
and
gerade sagen,
roll,
ich würde
tap and roll
maximal
around
so
the,
einen ganz kleinen
the
Bounce
corner. And I
noch,
think
wir
they
sollen
came
weit
to the freeze
wegtappen.
tap conclusion, Kevin.
Okay.
And probably only need to tap this 3 inches to get shot stone and be very difficult for you to remove. Love the call, tough shot.
Länge ist gut.
Platz ist auch.
Platz ist gut. Ist noch weit.
Platz ist gut. Nein, nein, Platz ist gut.
Gut. Platz ist gut.
Good looking shot out of her hand. Annalena,
Curl.
the sweeper,
Alles auf Curl.
needs it to curl up to the face right now.
Wo sind wir?
Wow, wow, wow.
Das ist doch
awfully close to a perfect shot. Just didn't curl up enough for Daniela.
Weight was good. Would have just bumped it a few inches. That would have been excellent. Just had to have it curl a bit more.
Okay, just a nice peel. Give me an inch.
Last rock. Team Scotland's Eve Muirhead has a chance to win this game and go to 3-0 on the standings.
Looks like a really good throw.
Good Eve. Good game. Thanks, Good game.
Well done.
Thank you. Thanks.
Shooter will just roll out. Just needs the single there for the win. So 8-7.
It's really good. We had them at
Sorry, it's 7-6 is the score with Scotland getting that win. I think a tighter battle than what they were expecting. Team Germany doing very well with their 3-player squad.
It's a lot of work for the one sweeper.
Yes, for
Three-handed.
There's only one game left on this draw on day 2, and that is Team Sweden taking on Team Estonia. Anna Hasselborg leading 7-4.
This is an open hit. Make it go away. Hitting on the outside anywhere, and that'll be enough. Estonia will run out of rocks.
Yep. Thank you. Good game.
And that'll do it. Anna Hasselborg with the hit and removal of that lonely yellow stone. She will get the win here. And Sweden will move to 2-0. 2 wins so far in this championship. One of the favorites starting to roll here at the World Women's Championship. So in the second half of this game, we will take a look at the highlight from the 6th end.
Unjun Kim here has an intern tap for 1 after missing the double on her first. But look, it sneaks through that little wee hole, and that's a steal of 3 for the U.S. And absolutely, it's a very small hole to sneak through.
It was a game of momentum, and now let's join the 8th end.
And this is a terrific, call it a skipper's deuce. Tabitha on her first makes a raised triple to open everything up. The guard is thrown, but look at this, right through the hole, and makes the bump for 2. And that was really the finishing touch to the game. Just terrific shooting by Tabitha Peterson.
Yes, Tabitha Peterson setting things up on that 8th end to regain the lead. And here in the 9th end is Korea's last stone.
Trying to hit a half of the rock, trying to make the triple on the reds, but ends up hitting it too thick, rolling across, and that's a steal of 2 more.
And that'll be all for Team Korea, and the USA will finish this one after 9 ends, 11-5, and give Team USA their first win of this championship. So looking around the ring, Sweden goes on to get their second win, 7-4. Denmark gets a win over China, 14-5. USA getting their first win, 11-5. And Team Scotland rolling along their third win with a victory over Germany. So looking at the standings here, that's Scotland right at the top of the board with 3-0, followed closely by RCF in Switzerland with 2 wins. And all of that logjam down in the middle with everyone with those 1 wins. And there's Korea at the bottom, surprisingly, with not a win yet, 0-3. And we still have lots of championship to come.
Well, Tabitha, congratulations. Your thoughts on getting the first big win?
Yeah, it feels really good. We worked really hard out there. Even our first 2 games, you know, we worked really hard, just didn't get the results we wanted. So it feels good to finally get that W. We said we're going to come out roaring, and we kind of did. So we're pretty excited.
Well, roaring, let's talk about that game a little bit. Joan and I were talking in the booth, and it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And your thoughts on the game itself, because I guess it was hardly ever in control.
Yeah, I mean, there were steals and steals on both ends, right? So, yeah, I mean, just a few missed shots by both teams is kind of what changed it a little bit. You know, for us, I missed that draw in the one end where they stole 2, I think. But yeah, you know, we're just focusing on like bettering our rock placement and not getting as many of those half shots. So hopefully next game we can be even better.
Well, let's talk about the 8th end. So that you make the in turn through the hole, tap.
Yeah.
But your first shot, you mentioned you missed a draw. Well, this is a huge shot where you make the raise triple. How huge was that for your win?
Right. Definitely, we had to open it up so that I had a shot for just 1, right? That's all we wanted, to make sure to keep that end open so that we could get 1, but we just kind of missed some of those peels early on. So, yeah, that first shot of mine was huge to just open things up a little bit.
Yeah, and a great skipper's deuce to grab your 2 points.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Thank you very much, and good luck going forward.
Thanks. Good to see you.
And that was Kevin Martin with a very happy Tabitha Peterson. A great game, a great win for them, and to carry on in this championship. And for myself, Joan McCusker, and Kevin Martin, the commentators, it's been a pleasure bringing you this game, and we look forward to seeing you again with more games from the LGT World Women's Curling Championship.